Catherine from Cascade Sciences, and I want to talk a little bit today about the features and benefits of the Cascade Sciences double-up oven. I love this system because it features our CVO5, which is the heart of our vacuum oven line. We've got a smaller bear, we've got a mama bear, we've got a papa bear, but this is our workhorse. This 5 cubic foot size is fantastic because the idea with vacuum processing, just like your oven at home, if you're going to put something in the oven, you want to put it in the oven and process it all the way. You don't put a cake in the oven, bake it halfway, and then put a raw cake in the oven and kind of expect them to be done at the same time, because that interrupts the first cake's baking, right? So this is the perfect size for most moderate size extractors to be able to fill this up with all the shelves at one time, put it in here and process. What's fantastic is that by having 2 ovens sharing 1 pump, you have all the utility of 10 cubic feet of oven space, but the versatility of 2 separate chambers so that you can do that fill it and run it program instead of doing 1 or 2 shelves and then stopping and then doing 1 or 2 shelves and stopping. So I love this system. This system features an Agilent IDP 15 9 CFM dry scroll pump. I'm not going to put an oil pump in your lab. They're dirty, they're messy, and when CGMP comes, watch out. If you've got a rotary vane pump, it's going to cause you some trouble in terms of compliance. One of the features that I love about this oven is the lights in the door. We were the very first vacuum oven manufacturer to put lights in the door. Super useful for checking on your samples. This is built in the US, right here in Oregon. We manufacture these ourselves, very robust. Every unit ships standard with a solvent-resistant Buna gasket. This is a low-temp gasket, perfect for the botanical processing range, either biomass or extract. It's solvent resistant, excellent gasket, non-off-gassing, non-volatile. Our ovens all have solid aluminum shelves. Aluminum is an excellent conductor of heat, unlike stainless steel or, heaven forbid, oven racks, which won't provide any heat to the product in a vacuum at all. These solid aluminum shelves are fantastic. If you look down real close, you're going to see that we have a temperature probe that extends quite a ways into the oven, about 6 inches. That temperature probe extends into the oven, and part of our design is putting the bottom shelf right above it. What this does is reflects heat down to the probe so that the probe sees heat in the absence of circulating air, where it's really difficult to conduct temperature. This is another fantastic feature. This is the door switch. When you open up the door or you backfill the oven, it's going to cause a temperature spike. The oven will be nicely heated under vacuum. The walls will be nice and warm, developing thermal mass to transfer across the shelves. And when you backfill with air, all that atmosphere touches the walls, conducts heat, and you might see a temperature spike, which could be upsetting to the controller. Because we're going to backfill and open the door, this switch will tell the controller, don't worry about the temperature for about 10 minutes. We're opening up the door, just be still. What I love about that aspect of the controller is that it's very easy to overshoot temperature in a vacuum oven. And because we do everything low and slow, we know that we're not going to overshoot and damage your product. A lot of people say to me that they're upset because the Cascade oven might take an hour or 2 to heat up to temperature. And rather than being upset with me, I think they should thank me, because what I'm doing is I'm protecting the integrity of their samples. I guarantee you that if your vacuum oven controller tells you that you've hit the set point in anything less than an hour, it's just lying to you. So there are, unfortunately, some manufacturers that do program controllers that after about 30 minutes, it just flashes the set point, just so that you leave it alone. But the truth is the oven isn't at temperature. And if it is, it's probably dramatically overshot it. So we're gonna tell you the truth right up front. It's gonna be low and slow, but that's by design. So we don't apologize for that at all. This controller controls temperature and displays vacuum. So the vacuum is not a controllable variable on here, it's just for display. The temperature controller It has also an integrated high limit thermostat, so there is some over temperature protection here, which is fantastic. In the standard configuration, you're going to manage both vacuum and vent from this front panel. What I love about the double up is that we use our accessory max evaporation kit so that we are at a KF25, which is a 1-inch interior diameter throughput for the entire vapor path. Why is that better? It's better because at this point, I want to make as much room for that solvent to get out of the oven as possible. So I use my KF25 port, center back of the oven. I have all KF25 tubing and you can see it. Some manufacturers saw that we had a KF25 accessory port on our oven, so they put one on their oven too, but surprise, if you took off the side wall and looked inside, it was just 3/8-inch silicone tubing after the KF25 port. So for the benefit of the customer, it looked like a KF25 port, but the plumbing was just their standard crappy rubber tubing plumbing, which we would never use. This has all interior stainless steel plumbing, which you can't see, but you rely on us to do the right thing when you can't see it. So we have all this plumbing on the outside. It goes straight to the pump. We've got this stacking rack that supports both ovens and the IDP 15 pump. Just for fun, we're going to turn the pump on. And that's how quiet it is. So the pump right now has evacuated this line up to here. It's quiet, it's smooth, it barely vibrates. This is so great in a lab. I think people underestimate how annoying it is to work in a lab with equipment making noise all the time. And the vacuum pumps can be very loud, they can knock, they can bang, they can roar, and it's so nice that this one's not. I want to show you the sound that it's going to make just when it vents the chamber. So you can hear that it does get a little bit louder, but this is for a very brief amount of time and it immediately quiets down again. It's really good to get to know the sound of your pump. So it's really good to pay attention to how the pump sounds, because when something's wrong with the pump, you're going to know it by hearing it. You're going to know it by how long it takes to get to your vacuum level, and that's actually a really good primary diagnostic tool, is just you knowing that the pump should feel smooth, should sound smooth, and should be easygoing. You can see how already that pump has quieted down and it's evacuated the chamber all the way past 20 inches of mercury. We're going to go all the way down to 30 inches of mercury, 29.9, very quickly. This pump can handle both ovens with no problem at all. If I do this, you'll hear it get loud again, right? Because it's working. And the pump doesn't mind that one bit. The Cascade combination of the vacuum ovens and the pump really give you a full turnkey solution for vacuum processing. Either decarboxylation of biomass or off-gassing of solvents of botanically extracted material. Something that's really nice to add potentially would be a refrigerated cold trap. So this refrigerated cold trap features our custom insert. So the standard cold well insert for one of these cold traps is glass. It has a plastic lid with a 1/4 inch intake and a 1/4 inch outtake. And those intake and outtake are right next to each other. So the gas path, which as we know from physics just takes the path of least resistance, that gas path just goes right in one side and out the other without ever getting cold. What we've done at Cascade is we've made this baffled stainless steel insert. So the gas path will go in here, dive to the bottom, and then in order to get out, it has to go through all of these waffles that are going to be at either -55 or -105 Celsius. That means that we're going to catch some things before they get into the vacuum pump. Just another way that Cascade sees the application and makes it better. If you have any questions about our vacuum ovens, feel free to give us a call or check us out at cascadesciences.com.